following announcement has been paid for by the New World Order.
It's still real to me.
Welcome back to part 2 of episode 169, the report of Tyrone Rowdy. I'm Mike Hogan.
And I'm just a car.
Let's start with little rumors floating around. We got some news. I don't know, still haven't heard any yay nay on that. No one's said too much of not saying they haven't been offered.
Right.
But
they did say they needed to talk to Cody pretty soon.
Yeah. But AEW made an offer to a big WWE star, Randy Orton.
Doesn't surprise me because Cody has a, close connection with him. They were good buddies.
Yeah. But then they come up with some time saying it was like his contract will expire 2020, so,
Right.
That goes. And then now, of course, after WrestleMania, he's just going, he don't make the shake-up.
Right. The Usos contract in WWE are set to expire in April. And then, so that would be interesting to see if they would, because they're talking about, they better, that their WWE is really trying to keep them, because they're afraid that AEW will get them. Which, if AEW is all about tag team wrestling, and the Young Bucks want the best tag teams to wrestle, they've already got the Lucha Brothers, then they would definitely want to face the Usos. Mm-hmm. That would be a great match.
That is true.
Super kicks galore.
Yeah, super kick party.
Right.
And also, like we said earlier, you brought them up. It's the Gallows and Anderson.
They're saying they've taken them off of all live events.
Well, they offered them big money and they said no, so they pretty much say they want to go.
Which why not? Because again, goes back to part 1. You've literally wasting money. You're paying the two of them a good chunk of change. You only brought. Let's be honest. You only brought them in to pull AJ in. It was AJ probably said, "Hey, can you hire these two with me?" That's probably how it really happened.
It was a 3, yeah.
It was a 3-for-1 type deal.
Yes,
you get me, you get all 3 of us.
Yep.
Okay, which is great, but then you don't use them, and they had so much potential, then it's like, we got to go. And I don't blame them, because neither one of them are getting any younger.
No.
So Gallows and Anderson would be, of course, I see them having a job with AEW right off the bat.
No. Well, AJ re-signed his contract.
Right, which I'm not surprised by. Again, with his age, he has job security with them because he's at the very top of the card.
Yes.
It's not like the whole Jinder Mahal thing where he's going to drop down to the very bottom again. He's up there. He's going to stay up there.
It's like he goes, you see him for 3 or 4 weeks, and then he misses a week, and you see him for 3 or 4 weeks, and he misses just a week.
Right.
He don't miss very many weeks of not being on TV somehow, talking or something.
Right.
So, we talked about earlier about some stars going to NXT because they say they want to make all 3 brands even. You're not going down, you're not going up, you're just going across the board. Here's what you're doing.
Well, if they're going to do that, then they need to actually have some major names. Literally, all these people that are listed are people that started out there, and it looks like, oh, we ain't got nothing for them, let's send them down.
But they had, some of the names brought up was Dana Brooke, which...
Not going to be missed.
She could be fired, wouldn't be missed. Luke Harper will be kind of a surprise, but hey, that'd be a little shake up there for Luke Harper.
Did you see he was on a Raw House show this past week?
Oh, was he?
Losing to Apollo Crews.
Okay.
Right.
The Bar, which would be a good match.
That would be a good fit for the Bar versus what do you call it? War Raiders.
Oh yeah.
Almost a War Machine. Same thing.
Yeah. But yeah, that would be a good match. And Fandango, you might as well
throw Tyler Breeze in there with him.
Yeah, still Tyler Breeze in there too. Mark Henry makes the case for Randy Orton and AJ Styles as the main event of WrestleMania. Mark Henry, what have you been smoking? Did you drop a dumbbell on your head? Because that's the stupidest thing I've ever heard in my life.
Yeah, I don't. There's no reason for them to be the main event.
No, there's 2 matches that can be the main event. Triple threat with the women, or the WWE title with Daniel Bryan and Kofi Kingston.
But if you go on the YouTube channel for WWE, the 2 main ones that they're having case for is the Universal.
Yeah, because the other one hasn't been announced yet. The other one hasn't been announced yet. That's why they can't give it up yet.
But the Universal title does not need to be the main event.
No. Do you want people just to start walking and just totally?
But can I see it right now happen? And someone posted it. And I thought it was hilarious. Can I see it right now with Seth being the Bret Hart of the situation and his buddy Hulk Hogan, aka
John Cena?
Roman Reigns runs down there and gets waved off into the ring, and he wins the title off of Brock Lesnar that way. Just like with the Yokozuna and Hulk Hogan thing. Would it shock me? Absolutely not.
You want to piss off a lot of tired people after 8 hours.
Telling you, would that surprise you though?
No, it would not surprise me at all. No, not. I would not be surprised at all on that. We're talking about main events since you brought that up. We have 5 matches that deserve them to main event WrestleMania, but didn't.
Did not do it.
5 matches, and you only had probably most of these. It was the WWE title match, Shawn Michaels versus Diesel at WrestleMania 11. But the main event was Bam Bam Bigelow taking on Lawerence Taylor.
That's one thing they cannot take away from Bam Bam Bigelow. He was in the main event of WrestleMania.
Yeah.
Which you never thought that would happen.
Yep.
Number 4.
CM Punk and everything.
Number 4 was Bret Hart versus Stone Cold Steve Austin at WrestleMania 13. But it was the WWE title match with The Undertaker taking on Sycho Sid.
But he has half the brain that you do.
But back then, it was more important most of the time for the title match to be the main event. I know I say that, but number 5 didn't do that. But for the most part, they used to be all about...
That was the start. That was where they were at. That was trying to get all the magazines, all ESPN,
right, because of Lawerence Taylor.
Yes.
But for the most part, back in the day, the title match was the main event.
This one here, I believe it should have been the main event. It should have been.
Yes.
It was number 3 here on our list. It was a WWE title match as Ric Flair, your champion, taking on Macho Man Randy Savage for WrestleMania 8. But the main event was Hulk Hogan versus Sid Justice because he has half a brain that you do.
Look at there. 2 times right there on our list. He's the main event.
Yeah.
Let's see, number 2
on the list, yes.
World title match with Batista versus The Undertaker at WrestleMania 23, but instead it was the WWE title match, Shawn Michaels versus John Cena. I'm not upset by that.
No, because this is the World title WWE title.
But they're saying that the world title match was better,
yes,
and it deserved to be main event better.
That might have been the one with Undertaker. I think it's the one that Undertaker won the Royal Rumble, too.
Probably.
And then on the list...
That doesn't matter anymore.
It really doesn't, no. Then on the list is The Rock versus Hulk Hogan.
Ugh, it was an awful idea.
Yes.
And while I preface this by saying Chris Jericho begged to let them have The Rock versus Hogan as the main event because he knew that the crowd would be dead.
Oh, yeah.
But it was an undisputed WWE title match with Jericho versus Triple H. Triple H insisted.
Of course.
He insisted to be the main event. But if you go back and watch it, the match, the crowd was dead. It's like the air was taken out of the room.
Yeah.
Because it just wasn't a good idea.
It was not. Now we're going to jump over to the Hall of Fame this year at WrestleMania. WrestleMania weekend. We have so far announced, and I think they're pretty much done with the Hall of Fame announcements because they already jumped to the Warrior Award winner.
Very small class, technically. But
yes,
if you think about all the people going in, it's kind of a big class.
Yeah. You have DX with HBK, Triple H, X-Pac, China, and the New Age Outlaws.
So 6 people there.
6 people there. That's going to take that's about an hour probably.
Because you think about it, every one of them are going to talk.
Yeah, so you got a honky tonk man, he's strutting, rocking and rolling, yes. You have Tori Wilson, you have Harlem Heat, and you have Sue Atkinsons, who is the backstage person, who gets the Warrior Award.
Which Ultimate Warrior and Mick Foley, when they were talking about, both of them talked about, Warrior brought it up in his speech, talking about behind the scenes people, and Foley had been talking about they need to promote the people that have worked there for so long that have been there and done that type thing. And they're finally getting to that. Yes, the other ones were celebrities or it was kids that had been through which I'm fine with that.
Yes. Well, we know. Yeah.
But, she's been there for helping the company have a lot of big interactions with
Make-A-Wish.
Make-A-Wish Foundation and other foundations, the Read Across America during WrestleMania. She's involved in all that. So it definitely helps, the company out, so they want to showcase that. Which I think they need to start doing that. Even if it's every other year. Showcase someone that works for the company, that's been there, that's, helped push them to where they're at now.
Oh, most definitely. Well, who could else go in but won't probably go in since they done the Warrior Award and it's only 2 weeks ago, 18 days. Christian will miss again. Bam Bam Bigelow and Vader, which they were talking Bam Bam ever since they announced New York, New Jersey.
Which the last time they were in New York, New Jersey, they talked about Bam Bam.
Bigelow, yeah.
So I don't understand what the holdup is on Bam Bam. It makes sense for the area.
Yeah.
Vader makes sense because he just recently passed, so that would make sense too. I don't know if maybe they're looking at it, they've already got a deceased person because China's going in. And people are already hating on this class because Tori Wilson, people are claiming doesn't deserve to go in because all she was a bra and panties person. But back in those days, that's what the people wanted.
Yep.
That's what the company was all about, and it put eyes on the company. You got to think about how much money they made off of that, off of the Playboy stuff. Like, no matter if you agree with it or not, Tori Wilson was a major part of stuff back then.
Most definitely.
And also saying that Stevie Ray doesn't deserve. Now, he doesn't deserve to go in by himself.
No.
Just like Coco Beware doesn't. But I don't believe that Stevie Ray deserves to go in by himself. His brother did obviously deserve it. But Harlem Heat as a team absolutely deserves to be in the Hall of Fame.
Most definitely.
Now, I've seen an interview recently where Billy Gunn talked about the New Age Outlaws going in by themselves. I don't think that there's a reason for that now.
No.
You're going in as the New Age Outlaws, just with a group. That would be like, well, X-Pac needs to go in by himself. Why? He's in there.
Yeah, no.
Just like, if we get to the point where everybody is 2 and 3 and 4 and 5 and 6 time Hall of Famers, takes away from the prestige of being a Hall of Famer.
Yes, that's true.
Because they're saying, well, Triple H will go in as DX, Triple H will go in by himself, Triple H will go in with Evolution, whoever else he's been with. And the same thing for some of these other people. Randy Orton will go in with the Legacy. He'll go in with Evolution. He'll go in by himself. No! Not necessary, people.
No, that's true. Let's get over here now. Let's jump over to the WrestleMania. What is, and what could be. Ooh. We have Brock versus Seth, Universal title, of course.
We know it's happening.
We got the Triple Threat Women's Raw Women's title with Ronda Rousey against
Becky
event. And Charlotte Flair.
Where Becky wins the title.
We got the Cruiserweight Championship with Buddy Murphy taking on his best friend.
Buddy versus his buddy.
Used to be his buddy, now anymore, since he
Which
attacked him.
Pretty much makes Tony Nese a face now.
It does.
And I think he'll win.
No holds barred match between Triple H and Batista.
Do we let Batista win?
No.
Because it's going to be a one and only thing, I think.
That'd be kind of weird. We got Kurt Angle's retirement match as Kurt Angle takes on Baron Corbin.
Or does someone else take Baron Corbin's place?
Could happen. We got Shane McMahon taking on The Miz.
The Miz should get his revenge and Shane get his comeuppance.
Oh, of course. We got AJ Styles taking on Randy Orton.
That could go either way. We
got Asuka taking on either Mandy Rose, Sonya Deville, Carmella, or Naomi. That'll be decided this Tuesday on SmackDown.
With every one of them?
Yes, there's a fatal 4-way.
Well, Mandy and Sonya are splitting up, it looks like.
Yeah, they're kind of having a little trouble with each other.
While we need more tag teams for the women, we're going to split them up. That's a great idea.
I can see maybe Naomi getting it, if not Mandy Rose again. We got a U.S. title match as Samoa Joe takes on Rey Mysterio.
Which they were talking about Samoa Joe versus John Cena, but I mean he's even talking bad about John Cena. Then they dropped that.
We got the Andre and John Morrill Battle Royal.
With only one person announced in, Braun Strowman's going to win the whole thing.
He needs to because he's about to be used nothing.
I'm telling you, he literally has nothing. They have literally destroyed every bit of a push he's had.
Yes, and these are the matches that hadn't been officiating. Maybe not happen, but could happen. Daniel Bryan versus Kofi, the WWE Championship, which I'm thinking they need to hurry up with that. They should have been done
figure it out.
Last Tuesday. They should have made it official. It should have been done.
He should have been able to pin Daniel Bryan with a surprise roll-up.
Yeah, Usos versus Hardy Boys would be a good match.
Have they been building to this?
They challenge all the tag teams. So
it would make sense how they put Matt over there on SmackDown and put them together.
And they're about to be in the Hardys. A little deletion, but mostly Hardys. So They have announced this, but it's probably going to be the Women's Battle Royal.
Well, you know the Matt saying he's going to be every character he's ever been, and he just pulls it out when he wants to.
That works. Roman Reigns versus Drew.
Oops.
Roman Reigns versus Drew should be announced this Monday, probably.
Right, because didn't Drew...
he opened the challenge, but never...
Challenged him to a fight!
Never was...
Not a match, a fight.
We got The Undertaker versus the Demon King.
You thinking that's happening?
I don't
The Demon King, as in Finn Balor.
Yes, Finn Balor.
I don't think that'll happen.
I like the other one with Sting coming out of retirement taking on Undertaker.
Right, but I don't think it's going to happen, especially this close to WrestleMania. I don't think Undertaker's going to be there unless the lights go out, Baron Corbin's gone, Undertaker's in the ring with Kurt Angle.
I don't think it's John Cena anymore.
Probably.
And we got Sasha Banks taking on the Iconics, Natalya and Beth Phoenix, and Nia Jax and Tamina for the Women's Tag Team Championship.
Definitely be a fatal four-way.
They just have to announce it.
It would be great if Beth Phoenix won the tag team titles.
But if you get all those along with the 9 other ones, so that's 17. That's 15 there, buddy boy.
I see them all that we're talking about except for Undertaker and Demon King.
No Raw tag team titles, no Intercontinental title. So
who's the Intercontinental champion right now?
Bobby Lashley.
Who does he even face? Who's he even feuding with?
Finn Balor.
Exactly. That's creepy. So I guess we get that again? I don't want to see that again.
I know.
Or do we get a ladder match in the Intercontinental Championship? They put them all in there.
No telling.
Leo Rush runs up to the top and grabs it.
Well, they got to have people filling this Battle Royal. So.
That's true, too. Lashley might be the daggone Battle Royal.
Yeah, they need some people.
But, I mean, and who's the Raw Tag Team Champions right now?
The Revival.
And they're not even pushing them. They were on daggone, not Heat. What's the
Main Event?
They were on Main Event the other day in an 8-man tag. They don't care about them.
No, they don't. Well, that's it for part 2, folks. Come back here for part 3 as we do the Monday Night Wars.
It'll never end. It's never ending.
It will be since Raw wins. It's September 5th through the 28th of 1998. And you're going to see some weird dates on this one. So, I'm Mike Hogan.
And I'm just a cop.
I've seen a few clicks right at Top Rope Reality. And what was Matt pulling out of him again?
That was awful.